I just posted the video. Welcome back, by the way, the Joe Pack Show. Just posted video of Governor Perry on Dancing with the Stars. You think he's going to be mad at me? I mean, what I wrote was, I think the world of Governor Perry, but I mean, and then I just posted the video.
Well, I think he knows. He knows. I mean, he's not a dancer.
So you're saying he's not a dancer, is what you're saying. So in other words, you're calling him out.
He's trying, though.
Back in the day, before ESPN became this left-wing propaganda machine for progressivism, before ESPN became the media arm of, I don't know, Black Lives Matter and anti-police and let's give a man the Woman of the Year award for courage or something. I don't know. Before it became other than entertainment and sports, it was really good. I mean, it was really good. I at this point, and I don't boycott stuff. I just stopped doing it. I haven't watched ESPN in a while. I think the world of Scott Van Pelt, I think his SportsCenter show is excellent. Just enough snark in there with really great journalism, sports journalism. But I find myself not watching it as much as I used to. I used to set my watch by watching ESPN. And back in the day, the 11 o'clock Eastern Time ESPN show, the SportsCenter show, they called it The Big Show. And it was Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann. And these two guys, and anybody my age or even a little bit younger, these guys were unbelievable. I mean, their sarcasm, irreverence, while giving great sports information was so awesome. I mean, it was just great. I don't really have enough superlatives to put on it. Both obviously great journalists, both obviously really wonderful linguists, both really incredibly sarcastic, facetious, snarky guys. I guess snark is the word of the 2016s. To describe these guys, unbelievable, man. They were awesome. You couldn't not watch it. Just the catchphrases they were using and just the absolute bare, dry sarcasm in their leads of their stories. It was great. I think they made ESPN famous. Yeah, many would say, well, Chris Berman made them famous from 1978 on. Well, maybe. But this really, I thought, put them over the top. And then they started ESPN2. And Keith Olbermann was going to be sort of the big anchor over at ESPN2. And that didn't last very long at all. I mean, ESPN2 is still around, but his show there with Susie Colbert and some others didn't last very long. Then you start hearing some rumblings about what a jerk the guy is. And then he went and got his own show on MSNBC. And if I don't have my chronology right, I apologize. I'm not somebody who follows his career, other than I used to love him with Dan Patrick, and then he became an idiot. But then he goes to MSNBC, and they're selling him as a journalist somehow. And he did his own show called Olbermann, which did very well. Then NBC News decided that Keith Olbermann should be somebody who covers debates and presidential campaigns. Now, you got a guy who really made his mark. I believe it was KABC. It could have been KNBC. It was one of the network affiliates in Los Angeles, California, where he sort of made his mark. And I think he broke some news on the LA Kings, the hockey team. But he sort of made his mark there journalistically, then went to ESPN. Then suddenly he was a news guy. Now, I'm not here to say sports guys can't do news or news guys can't do sports. Don't get me wrong. But suddenly we were supposed to believe him, this guy who now was an angry, angry man on MSNBC every night, calling out the worst person in the world or something, and just going down a list and just lighting up anybody who didn't believe exactly how he believed. Just light them up in the most negative, horrible way. And you hear rumblings, oh, I have to apologize to Bill Clinton. I have to apologize to my bosses at ESPN. I have to apologize how I treated people over here. And then he went to something called The Current that used to be owned by Al Gore. And it sort of faded away from there, too. And what you always sort of heard as a byproduct was that Keith didn't get it, how to sort of work with people. He had to apologize all the time. And he couldn't seem to keep a broadcasting job. I've been in this business for 27, approaching 28 years now. A long time.
You are old.
I'm sorry, I don't remember saying, can you interject something here?
Okay, I thought.
But
since I was
feel free. If you're going to say anything, make sure it's a nasty cut down. Ladies and gentlemen, Carrie Lockey. But I've been in this business a long, long time. Not nearly as long as Carrie, who is 10 years older.
Not true. But, no.
Nope,
Other way around.
Right in the middle of something.
Other way around.
If I could just continue with what I was saying.
Okay. All right, please do.
I had been fired once, and it was actually not very long ago. And the people out in Houston remember me as the morning guy in Houston on KPRC radio, where you hear me right now in the afternoon. And they had some changes going on and fired, let go. I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm big enough to admit that's the one time that it didn't work out. And thank God we're back on the radio station, and we were a few months later. So it was almost like a firing and, hey, why don't you come back? And we worked together, and I loved them out there like crazy. But this guy has lost every job he's ever had. Every single job. And every time he seems to leave a trail of, figuratively speaking, burning bodies and burning souls. It's like he just blows through there, treats everybody like crap, and then shows back up on another network. It's very weird. From ESPN to MSNBC, MSNBC to The Current, from The Current to, he did something else with the NBC family, I think. And then he was not going to do anything ever again. Then he started writing a blog, and then he told everybody off on Twitter. Then he had to apologize about being on Twitter. Well, now the internet is burning up about Keith Olbermann as if he's some sort of a godsend. We just found out how talented the guy is. And he does some, I guess, excoriation of Donald Trump and the 100-some-odd reasons why he shouldn't be the president or anything. And all I'm saying is this. Oh, by the way, he's working for GQ, where he's doing an online TV show every day. A, probably because no network will hire him back. B, probably because they can just shut it off as soon as they turned it on. And C, it's probably something where he doesn't have to have any coworkers. I mean, I watched 2 seconds of it. The audio is horrible. The video is not so great. And here he is just lighting people up again as if he somehow is on some high journalistic perch. So I made a little picture, which is, just to let you know, today's star of the internet, Keith Olbermann, can't hold a job, has had to apologize to everybody he's ever worked with. Thanks, GQ. Because GQ, a men's fashion magazine, that's the new outlet for the journalist of the year, Keith Olbermann. So when you see this show up in your news feed and you see people, fawning all over him about how he's the greatest journalist ever and it's so great to have him back, realize why you didn't have him for so long. It's not really that big a deal. Quick break here. Scotty Nell Hughes when we come back.